It's Chris Jericho, man. I spoke to the man last week, and he had some interesting things to say, all things considered. But I assume you two have seen his comments on MJF that I posted earlier today and his contract news. Now, this is the headline before I give you the context. MJF isn't as good as he thinks he is, and he has a lot to learn. I personally think MJF is, if this was football, right? Just going to give you an analogy here. He's 26. Okay. He's already shown an extremely high level, worked high level programs with the biggest names. He's drawn the ratings. Okay. He's 2 in the minute by minutes with AEW. The guy is delivering. He's in a great spot. He's got his best years ahead of him, right? In a football context, he would probably be the most sought after player in the world right now. Most valuable player in the world. Coming into his prime, best years ahead of him. Like, you pay for what you're going to get. Can I see what Chris Jericho means? Maybe. Because MJF is asking to be paid like he is already the best in the world. Now, there's a debate to be had, is he? He could be in the top 3 to 5 heels in the world today, so pay him like it. Certainly pay more than Mark Henry anyway. But the point remains, Jericho, obviously, who is paid like a top guy, is a top guy, whether you like it or not, at 51 years old or 50, whatever he is. I think he looks at that situation and he says, you want to be paid like us, but have you done what we've done? And he's in the process of doing it, but at the same time, he'll get paid like that at the end of this deal. It doesn't work that way where you go, well, I'm doing really well right now. If we all did that, what would contracts be? They wouldn't be. They wouldn't exist because you would just get paid per how you're performing. So I do understand what Jericho means. He's not saying MJF isn't good. We all know he's good. He's just saying, like, you're not so good that you're going to buck the trends of what contracts are. I mean, like, that's how I've interpreted what he said anyway. Like, SB3, how do you take those comments and evaluate the situation?
It's not every day I say that I agree with Chris Jericho, but I agree with Chris Jericho in this state. Like, and that's been my whole thing with this whole MJF scenario. That's not how contracts work. Like, you can try to push for something when your deal is done, especially because you want to play both sides against each other come 2024. So wait till then, and then you're able to call your number. And right now, especially, every time he touches a mic, every time he feuds with somebody, his stock raises. He just had one of the best feuds in AEW history with Wardlow, who's not CM Punk, who's not Chris Jericho, who's not any of the guys he's versed before. So he's proven he can have somebody here and raise them up to his level here. So wait till 2024 and call your number. I don't understand being frustrated with your deal right now. It's all about working to that next contract, and everybody in sports and sports entertainment knows that.
Yeah, so how do you anticipate this playing out, my friend? And again, are you agreeing with Jericho here? Do you think that MJF is being too bold with what he wants?
110%. I do believe he's been too bold because me and SB3 talked about this before, and it's the first time we get to speak about it with you, AMAC. He signed a contract. The thing that sucks is he's over delivering, and the money that he makes does not match the value that he's given to the company. So I understand his frustration. But like we've said before, if Tony Khan sets a new precedent with MJF, then you can have Orange Cassidy saying, "Hey man, like, I'm not
my minute by minutes. My minutes by minutes are high, right?"
Exactly.
Like, and that's. I'll let you continue in a second, but that's the point, right? Like, you can't just go, well, I want my cake and eat it too. Like, you pay me now, but I'm still going to leave. Like, he could get paid more tomorrow. He could. New deal, AEW, Tony Khan would make it in a heartbeat. I think that's been clear.
Yeah.
But you can't just say, I'm still going to, but I'm not going to hang around. Why? Like, what incentive is there for Tony Khan to pay him to just leave?
He wants the bidding war. I think he is a student of the wrestling game, as we all are. We all grew up in the 90s.
Have your bidding war. Have it, great,
Yeah.
but don't expect to be paid top dollar and get all the royal treatment if you're going to be openly doing that in the interim. I can't. I mean, I don't know. I think he's asking a lot. He's worth a lot, but that is a lot. That is a really high price.
And it's also awkward as well, AMAC, because what do you do in Tony Khan's situation? I mean, MJF is too much of a hot property to put on the shelf, although he can put him on the shelf. But it's like when he does, if or when he does bring him back, what can he do with MJF? Because it seemed like he was earmarked to win the title, possibly after Punk. But now, do you pause on the plans until this man puts pen to paper for a contract extension for worth more money? Because they could put the title on him now, but that would increase his worth for WWE. Even though WWE wants him, but it's like, do we make the guy so he becomes even more of a pain in the ass than he is right now? Or do we kind of pause things and just put him in the tag team division just to shut him up? I think that's what we'll do, put him in the tag division. Get W. Morrissey, because he's free. Put them in the New York tag team and then, do a Diesel and Sean with them. It might do that because what do you do with MJF until then? Was it 2024? That's a long time.
I bet that would get over.
It would.
W. Morrissey and MJF. I bet it would.
It would. I mean, W. Morrissey's improved. He looks jacked. He doesn't have to do all his policies. You know, he can get away with the vitamins to be taken. And MJF, he looks great with a heater.
Said a lot of prayers. He said a lot of prayers.
He ate his vitamins. Oh, Sean Spears is there. You know, MJF and Sean Spears could be a great tag team. I feel like MJF's one of those guys like Kevin Owens. Put him in any scenario. He's been everyone's best feud, including Cody. That's what Cody got super over besides the Dusty match, was feuding with MJF. MJF is money, but unfortunately, he needs to calm down and realize the AEW he signed with is like the AEW now, unfortunately. Be a bit patient. You'll get there eventually. If not, after we release and do whatever.